everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is what, as you can see, we got a special guest. That was fun. My mom was just going to get back. So we're going to talk about Philip Palsy and thinking from my mom's perspective today. Mine was your earliest boss that there was something. Now what happened?
When Mary was about 4 months old, one of our neighbors who had a baby around the same time Mary was born came over to visit, and she mentioned to me that Mary didn't seem to be reaching the same development that her little boy was achieving. And I took Mary to the doctor so that maybe he would refer us, but because of our daughter Melinda with Down syndrome, he told me I was trying to make Mary into a super baby. And here's Melinda right here. Come between us, honey.
Are you done talking about me?
No, we wanted to talk about you.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hey, I talk about you a lot.
And now they see her. Anyway, but it wasn't much longer after that I just knew. So because we had people from our local Easter Seal Center that had worked with Melinda when she was little, I called some friends, and they came over and gave Mary a quick look-see, and she said, you really need to get a referral from your doctor to get a complete evaluation done. And so that's what we did, and it's all history from there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I cried.
Oh my God, did she cry? Mary cried and cried and cried and cried. Sometimes she cried almost all day. She didn't want to eat. She wasn't wet. She wasn't, I'm sure she was probably sleepy, but no, Mary really cried. And it wasn't until after her diagnosis that we understand that babies with cerebral palsy hurt. They have hurts. And I just didn't realize that. So, yeah, she cried a lot.
and for the team, my partners.
Melinda wants you to know she's on a bowling team every Friday night, and she has partners. But you didn't have to whisper that to me. You could have told them.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
This is coming fun.
Sam, I would about you, Sammy.
Okay.
You got another question for me?
Well, my hands feel.
They were. Her hands were fisted when she was little. I never got a picture of her that her hands were out.
Yeah, you've got to see that.
But I didn't recognize that as a problem because I was unaware, totally unaware. So, you want me to talk about when we went to Peoria?
We're coming back.
Okay.
Let's go ahead if it will,
And do what?
if always been positive about Peoria.
You want me to be positive about Peoria?
It's been
Not a lot.
okay.
They gave her an MRI, and her MRI showed, the issues. And then they wanted to give her surgery before she was 2 years old. And they also told us that that she was going to be developmentally delayed, not only physically, but mentally as well. And we just kind of knew that that wasn't the case because of the intensity of her eyes when she'd look at us and we'd be talking with her, how she was taking it all in. And in the long run, she graduated college, so there you have it. Is she developmentally delayed physically? Absolutely. But mentally, no. She's sharper than her dad and I put together, and we're not quite sure how that happened, but we're thankful for it.
Okay, so you met surgery where I was too.
Yeah.
Did you go get a second opinion?
Well, we did. We did get a second opinion. We went back to our family doctor and pretty much said, we weren't real happy with the doctor in Peoria because he indicated that there wasn't much, there just wasn't much light behind her eyes, and we knew different. And so he sent us up to the Children's Memorial Hospital in Chicago, which is now called Lurie's Hospital for children in Chicago. And we had the most wonderful doctor. The only problem with him is that he was a little bit older and he retired way sooner than we wanted him to. But we got up there and spoke with him, and he was not wanting to do surgery at 2 years old. He said that she needed to grow some more before surgery was done. Her legs were not straight. They were kind of bent. I don't know how to... Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
Okay, well, they were kind of bent so that she couldn't straighten them out all the way. But he said that if we did the surgery too soon, she probably would need to have it again in the future. And he suggested that we wait till she was at least 4. But when she was 4, I was pregnant with our 4th child. And the doctor did not want to do the surgery until I had given birth to our youngest because I would be carrying her around after her surgery in a hip spica cast.
And you guys have seen the hip spike.
Have they? They've seen them? Okay. She was in a hip spica cast. Until she was all the way grown. And not in it 24/7. She was in it 24/7 for the first 6 weeks out of surgery. And that was kind of a hard time with her. She had her surgery right around her 5th birthday, right before her 5th birthday, when Jimmy was about, that's our youngest, was about, a month or 5 weeks old. So, yeah, and that's the only surgery she's ever needed. And so I'm so thankful that they wanted us to wait. And then, of course, they had their systems for therapy and the casting. She used those hip spica casts to sleep in at night until she was fully grown.
Well, 10. 10.
About 10. And that helped her keep her legs nice and straight at night so that those tendons wouldn't shorten it up. Yes, she hated it. I don't know who, well, she probably hated it more than me, but we hated to put her in it too and strap her in that thing. I know it was good for her, but it was hard. We sure didn't want to. And we gave her nights off for Christmas, Easter, birthday. Do you remember that, Mary?
Yeah.
You would get so excited because it's my birthday. I don't have to wear my cast tonight.
Yeah.
So we were very diligent with it, though, because they let us know that if we weren't, her tendons could shorten again and need some more repair work done. So I'm really glad that.
Not only that, but also the therapy. I think point of view.
Okay, it did. After she was in her cast, after surgery for 6 weeks, we went back up to Children's Memorial Hospital and they cut the cast off of her. And from that point on, for the next, gosh, I can't remember now, was it 6 weeks again or was it more? She did 3 hours of intensive therapy every day, Monday through Friday, an hour on, an hour off, an hour on, an hour off. So we were actually living up there. I took Jimmy too. And because after 3 hours of therapy, she was exhausted, I was exhausted. And it was just too much to try to travel home and then back the next morning. And it was just too much.
Yeah.
So it was enough without doing that.
Yeah.
So she had, and that therapy was amazing, absolutely amazing. So
And that, it came back to high school and college.
yeah, Mary never stopped having therapy, clear up through college, because in college they actually had a program for her, for a program for potential therapists who were studying therapy. And so they were very happy to have anybody that needed some therapy for practice. Of course, they were watched by the teachers and stuff. But yeah, and in high school, the therapist came right into her school. And she had therapy at school, what, twice a week? 3 times a week? How many times did Missy come?
Once a
Once a week.
And then I did have a team for a couple of years in high school because I needed it. We talked about my sister. Which is a godsend.
Yeah, that surgery ended up being really special because it put her hand in a good position. So it wasn't reaching under anymore, it was out. With the rods that are in it holding it out. So it put it in a better position for holding things and eating, holding utensils for eating. And what?
Pain.
And pain. Yeah. That's a big one. So yeah. She went to her senior high school prom with a cast on her arm from her fingertips up to almost to her elbow, and we took some of the tooling off her dress and wrapped it around her cast to make it beautiful. And it was actually, wasn't it?
It wasn't too bad.
So that was something that was good.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so now I was diagnosed in the NICU.
You were never in a NICU.
but I was not possible, no.
No.
Why was it so? How long did we have to wait for a diagnosis? And why
Was it so long? Well, Mary was actually diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 11 months. That was the official diagnosis. Of course, we already knew because she wasn't passing the milestones that a baby would be doing, like turning over and pushing up real high on her arms and crawling. But she also wasn't diagnosed as a newborn. And the reason for that was Mary is stronger than a lot of people with cerebral palsy. She had neck strength. If she didn't have neck strength where her head was falling down, that would have been a clear indication. She was able to push up, and she was doing combat crawling on the floor when she was maybe 6 months. But we knew it wasn't the way it should be. And I think it was hard to get diagnosed. I don't think our family doctor, who was also, knew us well because he'd been our doctor for a long time. And I think he didn't want to make me sad. So she was finally diagnosed by a pediatrician in Peoria. That we did not stay in Peoria for our doctoring, but that's where we were when she got the diagnosis. And she, it was something we really had already suspected, but it was still hard to hear. And after already having a baby with Down syndrome, and now having another baby with another disability, at first it was a little hard to take. It was difficult. I tried to be real positive about it, but I went through a lot of why did this happen to us, blah, blah, blah. And then so many people would say, oh my gosh, your girls are so lucky they have you. And I didn't want to hear that. I was like, yeah, but this isn't what I wanted. You know that, right? But as time has gone on, as I've grown and matured myself, I don't think about it that way anymore because Mary has contributed so much to our lives, as well as Melinda contributed so much to our lives. Contribute? You like the word contributed?
Yeah.
So, we don't look at it as an issue anymore. For the most part, we look to it as a blessing. We've met so many wonderful people we would have never met because of the girls needing extra help at school and therapies and doctor's appointments. We just feel very blessed at the road we were able to go down. That would have been different had my girls both been perfectly normal at birth.
Yeah.
So, was there anything else? Or is that about it?
We don't know why or what happened.
Yeah, we're not really sure, especially since she wasn't diagnosed at birth. My waters broke before I went to the hospital, and my meconium fluid looked like yellow jello. It was thick and yellow instead of clear and thin. And so that was an indication that there maybe would be a problem, but then when she was born so perfectly beautiful, nobody thought that anything was wrong. I question. The doctor wanted me to have an amniocentesis with her, and that was because, not that I would abort, I would have never done that, but he said it would make a difference in the way he doctored me knowing if we had another baby with special needs on the way. Well, an amniocentesis is for genetic issues, and cerebral palsy is not genetic. So when everything came back fine on the amniocentesis and we found out we were having a little girl, we were just like overjoyed. So then in the hindsight, now no doctor is ever going to agree to this, but with my meconium fluid so thick and yellow, it indicated that the stress that Mary was under was early on in my pregnancy, and the amniocentesis was done at 16 weeks. And in my heart, I just feel like that was stressful for her, and it could have caused the issues that she has to deal with. And so that's really hard for me because I didn't want to do it to begin with. I did it because my doctor felt it was necessary. But if I mentioned that to a doctor, they would just look at me like I was nuts. So, so there you go. But it's in a mom's heart. So, yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know. I mean, I could talk for hours.
I know.
I guess you could figure that out already, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But I think we've pretty much covered the early years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, guys, I'm call to sign up for the day. But remember that people with cerebral palsy make many contributions
She did like that word.
to this world.
It's true.
Back interruptions.
That's what mothers do. Goodbye.
Bye.